Hey everyone, it's Reed here, and today we're going to be going over unit conversions. Unit conversions are basically when you go from feet to yards, hours to minutes, seconds to hours, days to hours, etc. So it's basically just the conversion between units, very simple stuff. So let's go ahead and get started, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I would be more than happy to help. Alright, let's get started. So to do a unit conversion, step one, you want to write your amount out as a fraction. So if I'm given 3 feet per second, I'll write 3 feet over 1 second. Or if I'm just given a scalar quantity, for example, 2 days, I'll write 2 days over 1 since there's no per. So the next step is to set up your units so that they cancel out. So if I'm working with 2 days, I'll have my 2 days over 1, and then we're going to multiply, and when we multiply, we put the same unit. So if we have days here, see how we put days on the bottom, and then the unit that we are trying to convert to on the top. So we're trying to go from days to hours, so we put hours on the top, days on the bottom, and you know that there are 24 hours per 1 day. So that's how that's set up, and it's really helpful to think of the division bar as the word per. So we're going to go ahead and jump into some examples. So if this doesn't make sense yet, hopefully it will. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at any time. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Example 1, we want to convert 5 minutes to hours. So we're going to go ahead, refer to our how-to. You see that we have to write our amount out as a fraction. So we'll go ahead and do that. So we know we have 5 minutes. And there's no per, so we're just going to put it over top of 1, so 5 minutes over 1. And we want our units to cancel out now. So we're going to have minutes on the bottom. And the unit that we're trying to go to on the top. So we know that we're trying to go to hours, so we'll put hours on the top. So now this is called the unit conversion factor. So basically, how are hours and minutes related? We know that in 1 hour, there are 60 minutes. And there we go, just like that. So we know that minutes is going to cancel out, and we're going to be left with hours on the top. So if you get your calculator and you do 5 divided by 60, it's going to turn out to be 0.083 hours, just about. Whoops. So we're going to go ahead and do 0.083 hours. And that's our answer. So 5 minutes is equal to 0.083 hours. Let's go ahead and do another slightly different example. So we're going to go from 10 feet per second to yards per hour. So we're going to set it up the exact same way. So we're going to go 10 feet over top of 1 second. And we're going to go ahead and take care of 1 unit at a time. So we're going to go ahead and take care of feet first. So we're going to multiply, put feet on the bottom because we want it to cancel out. And we know that we want to go from feet to yards. So we'll put yards on the top. And this is our unit conversion again. So we know that in 1 yard, there are 3 feet. Easy enough. So now feet's going to cancel out, and we're left with yards over seconds. Now this would work, except we want to go to yards per hour. So we're going to go ahead and do another unit conversion. So we're going to set it up again. We have yards on the top, seconds on the bottom, and we want our seconds to cancel out and go to hours. So we'll put seconds on the top and hours on the bottom. So again, unit conversion, we know that in 1 hour there are 3,600 seconds. So there we go. Seconds are going to cancel out, and we're left with yards on top, hours on the bottom, which is exactly what we want, yards per hour. So if you go ahead and on your calculator do 10 times 3,600 divided by 3, you get 12,000 yards per hour. All right, so there we go. So the next example is a little different from the others as well. I try to pick different examples to give you a better sense. So we're going to go from meters cubed to centimeters cubed. Now the difference between these is going to be our conversion factor since it's cubed and we're not dealing with singular units. So we're going to go ahead, follow our step 1, write the amount as a fraction. Simple enough. So 5 meters cubed over 1. So we know that we want to go to centimeters, obviously, centimeters cubed. So we're going to go ahead and write out meters on the bottom to cancel it out. Notice that this is not meters cubed on the bottom. You'll understand why in just a second, but it's important to take note of that. So it's just meters on the bottom and centimeters on the top. Notice this is not cubed either. So we know we're going to set up our conversion factor as always. We're going to say there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. And this is where things get different since we're dealing with cubed units. So we're going to go ahead and have to cube our conversion factor. We know that when we raise a fraction to a power, it distributes to the top and the bottom in all the terms. So the cube is going to go to the 100, to the centimeters, and then also to the 1 and to the meters. So this is actually going to turn out to become 100 centimeter or 100 cubed centimeters cubed over 1 cubed meters cubed. So I'll draw a little arrow for that. So this is what we're dealing with now after we distributed the exponent. So we know that our meters cubed cancels, so that's great for us. 1 cubed is just 1, and then we're left with 100 cubed on the top times 5. So we'll go ahead and do 5 times 100 cubed. So 100 cubed times 5 gives us 5 million, I believe. So we'll write that down. Remove this. So we have 5 million, and then the units we have left are centimeters cubed. So centimeters cubed. Again, when you're dealing with different powers, it's very important that you distribute your power to your unit conversion. So the final answer is 5 million centimeters cubed is equal to 5 meters cubed. Again, if you guys have any questions on anything or want some more examples or some help, feel free to contact me. I'll be more than happy to answer. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something.